Hey guys, and welcome back to another video inside of my four or five. I honestly don't remember. I'm gonna go with 4 year plus creative world. You know what month it is. It's June. So for the last 2 years, for all the people that are new to my channel, I have done a video basically going over the new stuff I add to my Minecraft creative world. I'm not actually a huge Minecraft player. I have not been actually playing Minecraft a lot recently, but you know, it's Minecraft. It's one of the most popular games of all time. When I play Minecraft, I like to play on creative and build stuff. That is my preferred way to play this game. So basically, the name is not a lie. This is a 4 year plus creative world. I've been building new things in it since 2020, late 2019, early 2020. I think that's why it's 4 years. I don't know. My numbers might be off, but hey, 4 year plus creative world sounds right. And essentially, what I have been doing for the last 2 years, I've already said that, is I would show you around this place and show you everything new that was added since last year. So, usually I would have done one in December, but honestly, last December I did not want to do another whole tour. So what I ended up doing instead is doing something a little bit different that actually seemed to go over pretty well. So that was good. But what I did instead was I showed you how to build something in my creative world. So I will pose the same question to you as I did then. If you want to see any one of these buildings you see, could be big, could be small, could be, I don't know, that. Whatever you want to see me show you how to build, I will make a comprehensive tour, video building guide, I guess is what you'd call it, video on that. So if you wanted to see me build, say, this park right here, I would build it all from scratch and show you how to do it. I'm that amazing. But that is not what today's video is. Today I have 11 buildings to show you, 4 of which are just improvements of old buildings, and then that would leave like 7 completely brand spanking new things that you might have actually been able to see going into it, like that little fly around while I was babbling on. You might have been able to see some of it, and that is what I'm going to show you today. So the first stop on today's agenda is going to be to the left of us. For some of these closer buildings, I will just walk, so that way you can see some of the scenery on the ground instead of in the air, you know, because usually you just fly around these places. I'm going to show you this. So this improvement, quote unquote, is actually not too far off from the original building. So this was originally my archer range. And in case you haven't seen one of these videos before, the best way to show you what it looked like before is to cut in future me in the past to show you what it used to look like in the past. Decipher that if you want. Basically, I'm just going to cut ahead to me in an old version of my world where I'll show you what the archer range looked like, and then I will show you how I've improved it, what I've changed, and so forth. So, why don't we pass it on to future me. Thank you, past me, and welcome to the future / the past. Here's what the archer range used to look like. Again, I'll try and go through these pretty quickly because you guys want to see the new stuff, not the old stuff. Essentially, the way this worked is you would get a bow, you'd come in this area, which is still here, hi baby cat, and you would shoot down the item frames on what is supposed to be the enemies, you know, the zombies, the creepers, the endermen, blah blah blah, and then however many item frames you destroyed is how many points you got. So yeah, keeping it short and sweet, this is essentially what the archer range looked like. Now, let's get into me to blabber on about what it looks like now, shall we? Okay, welcome back. So, as previously mentioned, this is not the craziest change in the world. The first change I'd like to mention is now this entire area is sand. So before, yes, it was kind of a desert-themed building. Like, it would just cut to grass halfway between the florist and the archer range. So what I ended up doing now is I just made it go all sand all the way around. I believe I got rid of the wheat that was there and put a lily pad or over there. It was one of those two areas. And I did the same on the other side, so you see it goes past the police station. There's also this area right here. So this area used to have a beacon in it. I got rid of that for building room. I was thinking of adding like a target range for the police station. I kind of forgot it was here actually, so this video is a good reminder. But I do have this space to potentially build something completely brand new. Or maybe even just expand that. I don't know. Look out for next year because I probably will have done something by then. But yeah, the archer range, you see we got this nice little path going down here along with the chest that just has a bow and a bunch of arrows in it. And essentially, the way I changed this game, because yes, it is more of a game now, is I made it more of a survival, scary kind of mini game compared to just, oh, shoot the targets and count your points. Essentially what happens now is you go inside, you see it's kind of the same theming, the cactuses are still here, dead bushes are still here. I believe I didn't change any of those positions. And I believe they are all in the same spot. This is added, this is a door that just leads to this part of the path now, which connects to, the back of my house, the slime ride, the village, etc. That was not here before. Instead it was just a wall, so this whole thing makes it a little bit easier to access, especially from the back. But what happens here is we have 3 different spawners of blazes, skeletons, spiders, it's been a little while, so bear with me, and zombies. And what happens is you grab your bow, I guess I should have, for example, you grab your bow, like this, and you just fire at them. So like blazes will spawn. Actually, I can show you. So the way this would work is if I quickly change the game to survival mode, is that they would start to spawn. And when they do start to spawn, that is when you just fire at them. So you'll have infinite arrows, and you just got to keep going till you die. There is some strategy, like do you stay in here? Do you run around and try and hide on the cactuses? There they spawn in. But yeah, again, I'd be in survival mode, and this would make this a lot harder. But essentially, you just fight off the enemies, 3 of which are ranged or spiders. So again, it makes it a little harder. It is really hard to both shoot this guy and commentate at the same time. I'm not that bad, I promise. But yeah, you see there's spiders spawning in now. At least I heard some. I guess they could potentially just fly out the top. But yeah, obviously played at nighttime, so that didn't happen. I'll change it back over to peaceful now, so we don't get any rude interruptions. Essentially, instead of being who has the most points, it's who can survive the longest. You can play it just by yourself, you can play it with 2 people, you can play it with however many you want, you can play it with 100 people if you really wanted to. Good luck getting that to run smoothly. But yeah, you just survive, and then the whole exterior has been obviously cased in because of the change to enemies instead of just boards, which honestly, thinking about it now, the way I had it before where it was just a fence going around the area, that would not be very safe. I think that would be an OSHA violation and a half, because arrows would just fly over the fences and hit people walking by. I know this is a video game, that wouldn't happen, but I'm just saying, it's a little more realistic. And then you also have the granite and the raw iron roof, and yeah, again, it's actually not my favorite improvement I've done. I actually think it's one of the least necessary. I didn't actually hate my Archer Arena that much. I didn't like it either, so I guess I do like this more. But again, it is a little more of an eyesore now just because it's bigger in size, and this is an area just so close to my house to where if I was standing in the garden, you'd be able to see it, and now you're just blocked by this giant glass arena instead of just being able to see the rest of it. So, there are some things I don't like about it, but overall, in my humble opinion, I would say, kitty! No, I would say that is a much bigger improvement. So now we are going to move to the very back of the world, at least for now. It might take a little while to get there. And essentially, this part of the world was originally going to be my town. I guess originally isn't the right word because it still is. It was going to be a town where I'd put a bunch of different buildings and so forth and just lay them all down. I'm just gonna fly. Screw walking. Yeah, so essentially I had this house, which I did not build myself. This was a tutorial before you give me all the credit, because I would not build something so nice, so sleek, and so just cool looking. So yeah, this was a video tutorial online. If you just looked up how to build a modern looking house, you'd find it. This one, on the other hand, what I've recently built was all me. So this is basically just another bit of real estate you can live in. This was obviously when they added mangrove to the game and bamboo, so I guess that's 2 different updates. And I decided that they looked actually pretty good together. You can see I did some patterns with it. I did a funky looking roof. I haven't actually seen a ton of houses with a roof like this, but I think it looks pretty cool from the outside. And if I could be completely honest with you, I have no idea what the inside looks like. It could be a complete disaster for all I know. But yeah, definitely a newer thing because you got the torch flowers out front. You got a bunch of scenery, a bunch of trees. I guess I forgot to plant them on this side. That's fine. You really got the one side of the house with fantastic real estate value. Then the other side is just completely blank. But hey, this took a while and I was pretty done with it by the end. So yeah, you walk in, you got your nice little furnace room. I'll close the doors behind me. You got some nice chairs. I tried to build out of the nether material. What is it called? The warped wood and the crimson wood, something along those lines, because I realized I haven't actually used those a ton in my world, so I figured, putting chairs down or putting doors made out of this stuff would be pretty cool. You also got these little displays for dragon eggs. You got a nice carpet that designed like a fish. I think originally I was going to put cats in here, but then I changed my mind. But the fish carpet's still here. You walk into the main room of the house and you're going to notice, whoa, you got the TV, you got stuff on the wall. The kitchen also connects to the living room. There is a dining room in here somewhere. You'll see it in a second, but I just like the fact that you could take food from the fridge, which is right here, and essentially what you could do is you could just go straight to the couch, not even that far of a walk, and watch your massive TV right up there on the wall. This is supposed to be like the power button, so like if you're down here, you're supposed to like jump and press it, and oh, the TV's on, but obviously it's a painting, so I couldn't turn it off. You got nice little banners, you got paintings. I believe they tell you what's in here. Just kidding, they're empty. Get absolutely pranked. You got stuff on like little wall shelves. I experimented with that mainly because this was a big big empty room without stuff on the walls. You got, your oven with the thingy that goes on top of the ovens that let the smoke go out the chimney. No idea what they're called, don't ask me. And yeah, just some counter space, some paintings. Yeah, pretty nice looking house. I would definitely live here. You move in here, this is the dining room. So obviously you take your food from the kitchen and you take it into the dining room. You got this absolutely funky looking table. I think I was literally just grabbed 3 different colors and made a table out of it. But I think it actually doesn't look that bad. A little strange, but not bad. And then you got your dark oak tables. You got a nice stone floor. Again, more of these wall shelves with just a bunch of complete gibberish on there. I don't know what those are up there, but I'm sure there was a design for that. And then obviously you have like the paintings and the doors. I'm sorry, I'm really struggling to come up with stuff to say for this room. The dining room. Whoa, look at that sick dining room. I guess I could just end it with that and go in here. This is the bathroom. So you got your humongous toilet, which is quite large in comparison to the shower, I'm just realizing. But, take a dump or a pee and then have the neighbors watch you right at the front door. Again, not my brightest design choice. Actually, there's a funny building I'll show you later where it was intentional. Get excited for that. And, you got the button on top that, well, flushes the toilet. We all know how bathrooms work. I'm not going into that. You got your sink over here with your mirror with heavy quotation marks, and then obviously the shower is right here. This is supposed to be like the drain, so you stand in here and you push the button that's not in here. I guess it's on the outside. Yes, okay, so you push the button that turns on the shower, then you walk in and you just bathe your stinky self. Yeah, it's a shower. Again, I don't have a ton to say. I'm being very inaccurate with my controller today. But yeah, you got the shower. I'm so sorry. This is not my finest commentary. In here, this is the bedroom. I believe I went with more of a pinky purple kind of aesthetic. We got our double bed right here. Nice little pink table over here. Again, with the pink and purples. I want to just do a different color I usually don't do. Some pictures on the wall. We got this nice wall of bookshelves and enchantment tables. And yeah, I tried to put a clock in every one of these rooms because I want it to be somewhat realistic to how a house would be. Having clocks every here and there so you can, tell the time. And then in here, this is probably my favorite part of the house. You have, this is supposed to be like a mud room. So I have clothes on the wall. These are supposed to be hangers. Roll with it. Again, more wall shelves. I liked experimenting with those. Just some armor stands. This stuff is just, I was like, oh man, I just need something to put in here. So like, sure, a loom. Sure, a guy with a water bucket. It works for me. Let's put a spyglass on the wall, a painting. But again, I don't think it actually looks that bad. You got your nice brick little thing here with a nice mud floor because, mud room, very funny. You got here and you got your greenhouse. This is another perk of the house. You got your nice little seating area out here. And then you got some indoor flowers. I guess these are bonsai trees because they're all saplings. And you got here and you got a nice little archway. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be here. I'll give you a more zoomed out shot. It's supposed to be like one of those arcs that have the vines growing down, but I guess I didn't want to use the mossy stone brick. I don't know. There's a lot of weird design choices I did in these houses. But yeah, there's the moss pathway. I just put a bunch of flowers around here. I think I tried to plant one of every type of tree around here. So you're going to see there's dark oak over here. There's birchwood. There's the pink wood, mangrove, etc. I think I missed acacia, but that's okay. You got some nice jack-o'-lanterns for some nice ambiance. You got some nice white flowers to complement the White House next door. And then, yeah, if you're wondering why this looks like this, it's because the flowers are in the way. I'm an idiot. I was wondering why they didn't grow. So, essentially, how you get pumpkins and melons to grow in the direction you want them to is you put blocks on the sides that you don't want it to grow out to. That way it'll grow the way you want. But I was kind of an idiot and I left flowers there, so they did not even grow a little bit. So, oopsies. But yeah, this is supposed to be like a pumpkin patch. Obviously, when they grow, I would get rid of this. And then this, if you're wondering, this little hill over here. First of all, I added a nice little waterfall to it. That was not there before. But essentially, this hill was here a long time ago. And this underground pathway, at one point, I don't think it does anymore. No, it doesn't. You can see this void over there. I actually just fly all the way over for you. It actually goes under the ice rink. So this is the boat racing rink that it goes under. But this, little broken at the moment. I think that was a glitch that took that out. This tunnel leads you back to the prison, which is another place I was thinking of redoing. I was thinking of doing it more as a ruin kind of thing, like a ruined, I don't know, piece of history. I guess they're just called ruins for a reason. And making it more of like a historical thing. And then I can also have that tunnel still going all the way over there and have it make sense. Those trees formed in a very peculiar way. I'm just noticing that. But yeah, I guess we're back to where we started. I'm back by the archer range. So yeah, let's go to object number 3. Object number 3 that I'm going to show you today is over here. So this you might remember from a live stream I did when they first released the desert update. What is it called? The Tales and Trails, I think. This is the clay pot. Just kidding, it's the iron kiln. I knew that. Shut up. Before we get into it, I'm just going to show you the outside. This is inspired by like a pottery place. If you watch that live stream back, you'll see my entire design process for building it. I also wanted it to have more of an open feel to it. While being a pottery place, obviously the iron kiln comes from the fact there is an iron kiln in the middle of it. A kiln is what you use to melt glass, I believe, but you know, it works for a clay pot, I guess. And then you go outside and I just put some nice little decor around here again. Because this was when the Tales and Trails, I think that's what it's called, update first came out. You see I was experimenting a lot with like the pink trees and the torch flowers and all the stuff like that. So that's basically why there's nature around it. Otherwise it probably wouldn't be there. I think these benches look pretty nice though. I think I would have put those there regardless. But yeah, I just wanted to use the new materials. That's why it's built out of bamboo. And I think has like some pink wood. Yeah, pink wood inside. But yeah. You walk inside and a very interesting mushroom floor. You don't see that a lot in this world. And you just got your nice little pottery stations. Basically, you know, you form pots out of clay. There's actually a little thing back here, a little shovel, a mining clay thing. Wow, great English. Basically, it's like where you'd mine up the clay and you turn it into a pot. And then that's what the people coming would sculpt for you. Obviously, you know, you get the pots in the little shelves. That's what these are supposed to be. And then obviously there's both flower pots that you can make and, you know, the big boy new pots that they add to the game. And funny story. So these pots, they have like markings. Here, I can show you in here. They have like these. Yeah, the pottery shards. And I am going to be so real with you. I have no idea how they work. I've tried a few times. I've tried like the brush and I've tried just right clicking. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. I probably am, but I could not figure out how to get these on for the life of me. So every time there's like a pot like this in my world, it is just a blank pot because I can never figure it out. You have the kiln switch, so I guess I can talk about this. This kiln is used to actually make the pottery and is actually able to be turned on and off. So essentially the kiln switch basically just moves this glass up and down, and this would allow you to come in here, throw, say this is a pot, you throw the pot in there and you turn it on, boom, 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 with the flint and steel, and then that would be the clay making process. You close it and you'd be like, whoa, and then it would make the clay. Obviously, this is Minecraft, it doesn't work like that, but if this was real, and you went to a clay kiln like this, I don't know if that's what they're actually called, it would work like that. It just takes a really long time if you're doing it in real life. So yeah. There's that. There's also just, you know, some nice benches. Something that will bother you is I'm going to show you this roof. Again, if you saw the original live stream, you'd understand. Noticing anything wrong about it, yeah, it is unsymmetrical. So both this side and this side are different and unsymmetrical, as is this side and this side. Actually, it might just be, am I stupid? Is it just that I need to break this one block? There we go. I think that fixed it. I could be wrong. No, I am wrong. That's very asymmetrical. Yeah, so that pattern I did without any practice or preparation, so that's why it looks like that. I never bothered to fix it. So here we are, an unsymmetrical roof. But yeah, pretty solid building. I'm actually really happy with the way this turned out. I also like the fact that you can make a pot, and then you can go across the street and get a burger. I really like thinking about this as a real world place and being like, man, everything would be a nightmare to get to. Like, think about these as roads. You'd have to take like so many turns and just curves. It would be a nightmare. And the fact that just some of these placements are so strange, I can go to basically what is a McDonald's, and then I can make a clay pot, and then I could go get some soup, and then I could go play capture the flag. You know, it's so strange to think about, but at the same time, it is pretty fun to think about. All right, next up. So much like the town outside the back of my thing, another design theme, or like group of buildings, I guess would be a better word for it, is my water park. So there's actually two new things here. First of all, very simply, this slide has been slightly altered. So basically what happened was I added some jungle wood and granite slabs to the side of it. And at the very top, I just made a little archway, as you can see, with some lanterns on the top, and it just makes it so much better. At the end of the day, this slide is pretty much the same, but A, it's safer. We like safety. You know, it's first the archer range, then this. What else are they going to get to? But it also just makes it look nicer and more fun. There is still the problem where, you know, the slide ends and then you just slide into the middle of the road, but hey, here, I'm not changing it now. And yeah, I just, you know, small improvements like that, and they make it look so much better. But then the main event is that I actually added a whole new path back here going past the pumpkin building. And this is something completely new. This is the bucket, which I'll show you in a second. But what's even more exciting about this is I have so much more room back here. So eventually I'm going to extend the path going behind here. And then it's going to meet up with some buildings I'm going to build back there. And I'm just going to have so much room to build stuff. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. But this is, again, let me check the name real quick. The Bucket o' Boats. Okay, I would have just called it the Bucket. So, again, I would have gotten the name of my own thing wrong. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of an aerial view. A little bit unfortunate how close it is to the monorail, but just pretend that wasn't there for a second. Honestly, you could probably guess what it is by looking at it. And actually, I have a boat. Why don't I just ride it? So, the way this ride works is you would go through the queue, like so. And you'd go up the giant water elevator, which, you know, they have at every theme park in real life. And this will take you up here to a wonderful little staircase where you will see that you go into the Bucket of Boats. Obviously, we're very close to the monorail. I will ride that at the end of the episode. But yeah, it's just this little pathway that goes all the way down here. And then the actual inside of the bucket looks like this. All right, so now that that really loud car has gone by, the way this ride works is that you essentially just ride the streams down to the bottom. So again, a little bit dangerous. I think back to the Daredevil, which is the fire one, this one right here, where if you don't make it, you are pretty much just boned because you are landing in either the fire or the lava. So again, not very OSHA friendly, this group of buildings in the water park, which is, you know, problematic considering it is a water park. But yeah, essentially how this works is you pop the boat in here. I think you have to do it on the glass because there's not enough room, and you just ride down like so. Whee! Whee! Awful view, but you get what I'm saying. Then you ride to the bottom. Obviously you sink because, you know, you can't actually ride boats. I think if you go forward, the beautiful part about this is that you can either get stuck on this or you just go into the water, so it can actually be pretty fun. I'll try it right now, to go into the other side of water if you get enough momentum. So like what I'm saying is if you go in here and you fly all the way across, yeah, you get enough momentum to where you go into the other side, and then you can back up and go backwards. So yeah, again, I would love to know what you guys think of these buildings, because, you know, I obviously built them, so of course I like them. And you go into this trippy little room down here where, you know, you open the underwater door that every amusement park ride has. And then you exit the ride, and it says, like, thank you for riding, or just exit, that works too. And yeah, that is the bucket, and that sheep is totally being abducted by aliens right now. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it despawned. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. There was a sheep there. I saw it with my own eyes. It was flying up the water, and then I looked at the camera on the phone, and it was gone. And I was like, oh, guys, you guys can't see it. And then I looked back on the screen, and it was gone. What is happening? Anyways, why don't we move on to the next thing on our list, which is another improvement. So I'm going to fly over a few of these buildings right here. We're going to go back to two very early buildings in my world. So this, some of you may remember, was my ice cream parlor. As a real quickie, even though I forgot to intro myself into this, this is what the ice cream shop looked like before. Again, just basically a simpler version of what's there. And then obviously you go inside, and it's just a counter with a ladder going up to, you know, the employee zone. Up in the actual employee zone is just this little area where you can take a break and chill out. Pun not intended, but pun pretty funny. So yeah, there is the ice cream shop. I think I called it 3 Scoops. So let's see the new version of it, shall we? The overall design is not too much different. You're going to notice I put like chocolate chips and the strawberry ice cream. And then I also just made a more complicated cone pattern. Like I put stripes of smooth and regular sandstone among the, the normal sandstone to make it just more complex and more interesting. But yeah, these seats are completely unchanged from what they were before. I called it the 3 Scoops. Obviously, the Napoleon ice cream is chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. So, of course, you walk in, and this is the cash register, and of course the ice cream case with, you guessed it, chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. Obviously not in that order. Here's a little aerial view for you. Very cool. I think I did this as a reference to the one that was downstairs that used to have an entrance behind it. And yeah. Oh, sorry. There is Choco Chocolarts Delight, Very Vain Vanilla, and Super Saucy Strawberry. My bad, guys. It's not chocolate, strawberry, vanilla. It's those. And then the interesting part is I completely removed the area up here, mainly just because I found it annoying to have a ladder right here. And it's not how an ice cream shop would work, right? They don't have ladders going to the roof to their secret employee hideouts. But if you're wondering, I believe it is still up there. I believe the whole library employee break room is still up here. I will break in for you guys. Yep, it very much is. So this was the break room before. Obviously, there used to be a ladder there. Now it's just, I guess, a little Easter egg. So the more you know. I told you I'd give you an in-depth tour of this world. But the other thing I would like to show you, speaking of pink, is the Super Peeps ride. So yes, it is Super Peeps ride. It has evolved from just the Peep ride. So as you can see, there's like rails coming out of it now. This is another one, much like the Archer Range. I don't really know how I felt about it. And actually, and I guess the only way to really show you what this was like before is to, again, cut back to... I'm going to do it for the ice cream shop, too. I forgot to mention it directly, but you guys obviously saw me cut back, so I'll remember to do that later. But yeah, let's see what the, I guess it was Peep at the time, ride actually looked like. Over here, we have the old Peeps ride, as well as the old Parkour Castle. Do not miss this one. Yeah, this is the oldest version of my world. If you missed that video, go check it out. It's basically just a video where I showed you this world in its entirety. But yeah. Essentially how this ride works is I can ride it for you. You enter in the back, entrance. You go up here, and you would get a minecart out because I do not have one of those currently. So you go in here, and again, this ride's been broken for a while, but the way it would work is that you go over here a activator rail to move the floor out, and it's supposed to be like you go on this cute, cuddly kids ride, and then the cute, cuddly kids ride turns into a monster. I'll show you this area. I don't know if I've ever showed you this before. This is kind of what the inner workings of it used to look like. There's a chest over there. There's like redstone torches. Yeah, cool stuff. There's spawners. It's just weird, but yeah, if you really wanted to see it, there it is. Also, we can go down here to the bottom layer, and you see we got cages where enemies would be. There was a guy in here at one point. This guy killed Fluffy, who was the first dog I ever had. His grave's outside. I'm sure you've seen it before. And yeah, you go down here, and there's signs like, oh, it's not what it seems. Yeah, not everything's it seems. You got a good old classic, don't trust him, beware of him. And this is not where you want to be. So yeah, again, I changed it to be a lot cuter and cuddlier, but you haven't seen that yet, so no spoilers. Why don't we cut over to the new Peep ride? All right, strange, right? You know, you go in this cute, super fun ride, and you go into this super dark dungeon. So I obviously changed that. I changed out the black wool to be tainted glass, so you can obviously get a little peek inside, as well as get a peek out while you're riding, which is what it was mainly for. You got the cape on the outside. And for those of you who are wondering, what is Super Peeps? Why is the Peeps now wearing a superhero? This is going to be a bit of a story. So when I was probably in 3rd grade, elementary school for sure, I made comics, much like many people did in their youth, of a Super Peeps, the candy. Yes, it was a little pink bunny. I think I still had the stuffed animal on my shelf somewhere. It was a little pink bunny stuffed animal that was like Super Peeps. And there was like a solid amount of volumes. There was like 10 volumes. I did actually do a video on it on The Drawing Guy. I did the whole comic binder. It was like a 40-minute video. If you haven't seen it, actually, I'll just link it in the description. So if you really want to see me talk about those comics, warning, I believe I do swear in that video. Drawing Guy, I usually don't have a filter on. If you want to see me talk about all of my comics I've made, link in the description. Go check out that video if you want. But this ride is kind of a reference to mesh of all of the comics. So inside is both an actual ride and references the Super Peeps. And I guess the only way to show you is to go inside. Obviously, you have the Peep Ride, Sugar Rush is what I called it, and I actually changed the entrance. There used to be like a ladder going up. Now it is just a door that goes in. And essentially, I just wanted it to make it as bright and as colorful as possible. I wanted to do the opposite of what I had before. So instead of being all dark and dingy, I just wanted to put as many torches and glowstone and sea lanterns as I possibly could. And that would then give it like the opposite effect. Maybe a little too much. If this was real again, I think I would have to put like an epilepsy warning on this. I would not ride this ride in real life. No thank you. But again, it's a video game. And the whole point is just I wanted it to be as light as possible. So obviously you have what is supposed to be Super Peeps down here that says welcome to Peep Ride. You would grab a minecart. I'm an idiot and didn't grab one ahead of time. Also, apparently they added the wolf armor to the game. That's new to me. So I might actually have to play with that after. You go, I believe on this one. Yes, this is the one. Is it? It's weird that I'd put that there. But yes, I believe the button is where you start. You press the button and you just go all the way around. I'm going to hold forward just to make this go faster. And you see that you go, oh, whoa, all the way across the lights. Up here, these are the references. I will go back and explain all of them at the end if you really want to hear it. But these are essentially basically the characters from those comments that I made. Again, you guys probably won't get it unless you've seen the drawing guide video, which, again, will be linked in the description. But I will explain most of them to you. Again, I hate the way minecarts work in these new versions. It's really annoying that I had to hold forward. You go across the cape, go across the other side. You go into his stomach, which I guess would be painful, and that's the end of the ride. So yeah, honestly, a lot of these improvements have not been as dramatic or impressive as the ones I did before, but I think they were definitely needed in a lot of cases. It's much better. I like it more than what was there before. Oh yeah, sorry, I will show you the references. So, Super Peeps reference number 1. In the first comic, Super Peeps' lair, or I guess his home because he wasn't a superhero yet, was in the sewer. Obviously, this is what this reference to. It's supposed to be like a manhole cover going into a sewer. This is a brick wall because in comic number 4, it was called the brick and the wall in the cape shop. It was that a wall kept getting in his way, and then the wall ended up being sentient. It was a whole thing, and then, he had to get to the cape shop, blah, blah, blah. The bush, again, kind of a theme here. It was kind of just annoying him. It was a bush that wouldn't get out of his way, and then he had to go save a lady from being robbed. Penguin, in the very last one, Peeps 10, him and Hurricane, which was my friend's comic, get sent to the North Pole where there's penguins, and then it's like penguin troubles, and then the penguins are mean to them. It's a whole thing. Again, watch the video if you really want to know how it is. We have the red carpet here for all the characters in the comments. Obviously, we have Peeps. He had a lightning ball sidekick in like the 4th installment that could ground pound, I think, and shoot electric bolts. And then he also had a cool emoji. There was a 2-parter. This is goofy. There was a 2-parter called The Dangerous Emojis where there was like, it's so hard to read. Oh my god. But he went to like the emoji kingdom. I'm saying it makes me want to not talk about it. But he goes to like the emoji kingdom and he befriends a cool emoji and that follows him around. The Blue Peep is his brother / villain of the whole thing. And yeah, that's all the references. So again, cute. For all of you that aren't me, probably don't mean a whole lot, but for me, it's a pretty symbolic ride. And the Peep Ride Sugar Rush, I guess it's called now, is newly added. And I guess a quick little thing, I'm not going over all these little details, but like I just planted a bunch of trees. So like there's a few more sakura trees, I think, are that's what they called? Maybe. There's like birch trees and stuff, just some general plants that weren't there before had now been added. Again, I'm not going over all of that, but I figured I'd mention just general flora has been added around the town. All right, moving on again, we're gonna go over to one of the bigger buildings I've built. This is kind of, I guess it's more of a shopping plaza, but this is supposed to be like a giant, it really likes the game. That's actually the zoo. I really need to release some of the animals in the zoo because it just completely lags the frame rate. But yeah, this building right here is supposed to be like a shopping plaza where it's basically just supposed to look like a beacon. And inside there's just a few expensive shops. Obviously, because of the beacon, there's a beacon inside. And there's also supposed to be like the light going up. But the cool thing about this is that you can actually walk on it. So there is going to be an entrance to the roof later that I'll show you. But you can walk all the way up here. Again, not very safe, but here we are. Your reward is having a very nice little resting area. Right at height limit, you can see we got King of the Ladder over there, meaning that we are right at the height of the world. And yeah, you just got a nice little table to eat above the stars. Again, if you are like afraid of heights, this is not the building for you. Actually, a pretty decent view over the whole town. A little obstructed by that monstrosity, which is not a bad building, but a little bit of an eyesore. But yeah, you get a very nice view of most of the town that's loaded in anyway. And yeah, that is the roof part of it. I'm doing this in a very strange order, but wee crash. Yeah, so you go inside, and essentially there's this whole area going around the side of the beacon that's got nice lampposts, and basically just a bunch of seating area for either eating or shopping. I don't know. Like, you go to the mall and there's benches everywhere. It's kind of for that. Just for sitting down, I guess, in between spending too much money on stuff you don't need. At least that's how I view the mall. And yeah, it goes all the way around. There's different paintings and decorations on the wall to give it some pizzazz. But we walk inside, and floor 1 is the lights shop. I actually built this pretty recently, so let's see if I remember it pretty well. Obviously, you got frog lights over here on some nice display stands. That's the cashier register. You got candles. You can buy actual fire if you really wanted to. I don't know how you'd sell it. Here you go, sir. Here's your fire, but, you know, it is for sale. You have redstone torches and enchantment tables. Obviously, I have labeled all of them as if they were for sale. Here we have every single color of candle. Some lit, some not. Don't know why some of them aren't lit. I guess I forgot to light 3, but here we are. Over here, we have glowstone, redstone lamp, sea lantern, shroom light. These are the 4 kind of block lights that you get in the game. And yeah, so, torches too. Torches and lanterns on this wall. Oopsies, forgot to label those. Again, I'm not perfect, bear with it. But I believe that should be every type of light in the game, making this a pretty effective light shop. But we go in the elevator. Again, I used command blocks to hook this up, and this will take you to either floor 2, which is the furniture shop. Okay, so this is every kind of like just a bunch of furniture that I build in general houses, but you can buy it here. So obviously there's like TV stands / desks, shelves, both big and small. We have refrigerators, both single and double, dishwashers, sinks, carpeting that you could buy. This is the cash register. To enter, you go back here. There's just an empty chest for some reason, and then you could sell to the people buying furniture. I kind of realized when I was building this that I forgot to put in the cash register till the end, and I'm actually pretty proud of how this turned out. So again, sometimes accidents do make things better. You also got a very nice view out of this piece of glass right here. There's actually a top floor to this shop. So you go up here, you got TVs, both big and small, a bunch of feather dusters, clocks. You got chests and barrels, basically just for storage. Bookshelves and books. I believe I actually did put stuff in these. I got some nice flowers and books in case you wanted to buy those. Couches, again, both big and small. And yeah, pretty much the bare necessities for furniture. There's a few things missing for sure, but I think I got the most of it. And then finally on floor 3, I believe it is the clothes shop. Yes, okay, so essentially these are supposed to be like changing rooms. Again, there's only 6 types of armor, and I did 7 rows, so one of them is just dyed leather. But each one of these rooms has a different armor stand inside of it, and you try it on, and you'd say, yeah, I like this leather chest plate. It's pretty cool. A little cramped for sure, but you know, some people like that. Oh, I guess I should also mention I updated my armor with the new update. I have the Dune Armor Trim Amethyst Material Diamond Helmet, Dune Armor Trim Emerald Material Chestplate, Rib Armor Trim Diamond Material Golden Leggings, and Silence Armor Trim Iron Material for my armor, in case you were wondering. Again, that doesn't mean a whole lot to me, but I'm sure it means stuff to you. You got this nice little fancy carpet. In all these clothing shops, it always seems to be white or gray, so I matched that. You got some big paintings. You got some dyeing stations. Essentially, you know, if I wanted to dye my leather armor black, now I can, because I can dye the water and then dye the clothes. And yeah, now I'm wearing a black shirt. When I'm ready to buy something, of course, I give it to the cashier, pay for it, and then this out here just leads to the roof, which I already showed you. Again, you would climb up this and you go to the little viewing area. And yeah, again, pretty solid. I'm very happy with the way that turned out. You can definitely see my building skills improve over time compared to what they started as. Oh yeah, I guess I'll talk about this real quick. This is just a desert well, mainly because, again, I wanted to do another desert area like at the shooting range, so I just decided to fill the space around the monorail with desert cactus and sand and dead bushes and all that stuff. So I decided that across from it, I would make a nice little desert well. Again, nothing absolutely mind-blowing, but I would say pretty cute. And then the whole joke with this, right? So we got the farm shop, which is literally made out of dirt, right next to the diamond shop. Yes, that was absolutely intentional. I wanted an area where I could fit 2 shops, just so I can have one absolutely diamond, extravagant, beautiful shop right next to the hillbilly hick little farmer town. And I think it's pretty funny. But yeah, the farmer shop, again, more of a recent build. You see we got moats around it. I guess I'll show you real quick. Again, so recent that those haven't had time to grow yet. Nice little mycelium and podzol roofing. Again, more of these torch flowers. Again, strange placement. You gotta think of those things. Oh, I can't wait to buy my plants right next to the blacksmith. But yeah. And then here, okay, here is where I planted every tree. This is the thing. This was the area I was thinking of earlier. You know, you got the pink trees, the acacia trees, mangrove, cherry, etc. And yeah, you go inside and whoa, it's actually not that bad looking. And essentially what I wanted to do with this building is I wanted to give you every possible thing you needed to build a successful farm. So I gave you every one of the basic animals from original Minecraft: chicken, pig, sheep, cow, and a nice little pen with, you know, feeding troughs. And I tried to use beehives. So my new building mentality is just to try and use materials I've never used before, so I wanted to use beehives as a building decoration. And I think it works pretty well as a floor, especially for just an outside ring and then mud on the inside. I think it looks pretty good. I think I probably could have done beehives for all the floor and it would have looked okay, but again, this is what I decided on, so that's what it looks like. Alright, next up we have shovels and hoes over here for both digging and tilling the land, respectively. Lightning rods are just there for decoration, but I think they look pretty cool. These are supposed to be like feeding troughs for, again, animals, because obviously I'm not going to let you buy those ones in there. So here's some for sale. And then this is not an elevator, despite what it looks like. This is actually a way to get bone meal. So the way it would work is you'd grab a sword. That is a bad example. You'd grab a sword. Again, bad example. I guess you got to bring your own sword. And you go in here and you just kill skeletons. They keep spawning. These are actually like little window shades, so you open it and then there's windows on the outside. Pretty cute because I wanted to keep it consistent all the way through with the 2 glass panes. So I just let them there and put little shades on them. But yeah, you'd go in here, close the door obviously, and then you just kill skeletons for bones. And I don't know, I'd probably charge you for it and that would give you bone meal. Over here is a composter, and then as you saw earlier, dirt to compost into it. That also gives you bone meal, so you know. Again, all areas covered, bone meal, tools, animals, every area is covered. And then this right here, this is kind of the biggest, most impressive part of it, is this is like the little silo. Obviously, I can't really fly. There's just not a lot of roofing area in here. But obviously, you have every type of plant in the game. You have wheat. You go up a level, and it should be like beetroots and carrots and potatoes. Yep. And then you go up, and it should be melons and, oh, just everything. Oh, I can actually destroy these. Again, I'm being dumb. Oh, no, I'm not. So, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, you want it to grow in the one spot you can't place it in, just like this pumpkin here. So this is a melon seed. Fortunately, it has not grown yet. Essentially, pretend that glowstone's not there. You'd have pumpkins, melons, these pot flowers, I think they're called, torch flowers, and then beetroots up here. So yeah, any type of crop in the game, any types of tools you would need to build a farm, any types of animals. Yeah, this place is basically like the Lowe's of my creative world. It's got you covered. And then, because I didn't obviously leave enough room in there for the cashier, here it is right here. There's a nice little organic looking area where you can go inside and of course pay for stuff. And there's a chest here with just some money and some plants in it. Awesome. So yeah. And then you just got some nice foliage around the place. You got some nice plants and of course a nice little moat going over what is, I guess, technically a drawbridge. Even though that's just a 2-block gap. But yeah, there is my farm shop, which leaves us with 2 more things to show you, and these are the biggest things, so we're going to have to go relatively quickly to not go over an hour, but I think we might already be there, so bear with me. Alright, so the next building is probably one of my favorite things I've built. As you can see, this is a casino, baby! Wouldn't be a place I'd want to live without a casino. Master gambler over here. And yeah, this is probably one of the bigger projects I've started in recent time. That might be close, that's what I'm showing you next. But yeah, I decided to use kind of a combination of both stained clay and like deep slate to make this just a very nice and cool looking casino. I will obviously show you inside. It is a casino slash a resort. It's like casinos I have here where I live. Obviously, I will not directly say where I live because I am on the internet. But it's kind of a casino slash resort where, you know, you can gamble and have a place to spend the night. So essentially, you walk in this very, very glorious water fountain, gold, pathway leading up to the door. These casinos always have just the nicest entrances. Don't know what it is. It's like, please spend your money here. And you just oblige, and then obviously you go in here. I decided to make it pretty fancy with some terracotta. I used a lot of terracotta in this building. Chandeliers, you got like indoor trees and glass sculptures. Again, don't know what it is with casinos and glass sculptures, but they love them. So I built some of them in here. These are like the check-in areas. They always have computers, and they're like, all right, you're in room 4, blah, blah, blah. I guess it's more of a hotel check-in than a casino check-in, but I don't know. I guess this would be where you get your casino tokens from, and that's you after you lose all your money to gambling. And yeah, each of these rooms are gambling rooms specifically. I'll go in here first. This is kind of like the cards table. You can also flip on the lights, so you see how there's glowstone going across the entire room. If you wanted to get dark and moody, you can turn off these lights, and boom, now it's dark and, as I already said, moody. But for the sake of the video, it is better if they are on because you can see better. And again, there's just some basic paintings around here, nothing special. There is YHHH Roulette. YHHH is the name of the world. I named it that before I knew I was going to make it into this massive creative world project. I would absolutely rename it if I could now, but here we are. And these games work in a way that I don't remember. And Murder Mystery. Okay, so let me wrap my head around this again. The way this works is it would be you and 8 other people, and yes, this is completely playable in Minecraft, is you would stand here with either 8 to 9 other people, and you would just flip the lever, and you would either get an arrow or a diamond. The arrow means you die, and the diamond means you live. YHHH Roulette. You can probably guess where I got the inspiration from. So, if I was playing right now, I got a diamond, which means I would have actually just won and got away with a lot of riches. Oh, it's a bone. Sorry, it's a bone if you, fortunately, don't make it. So yeah, each one of these is just a diamond, one bone. It's basically just a 50-50 shot whether you live or not. And obviously, you put money into it. You know how gambling works. And then there's diamonds, and then there's arrows and bows over here. And those are for this area over here. So diamonds are obviously for YHHH Roulette, for when you win or lose, but Murder Mystery is where it gets pretty interesting. Because how this works, I have to remember. Okay. Yeah. So the way this works. Oh my god, I don't remember how this works. I'm so sorry. The netherite sword is obviously the murderer. I believe the way this works is that each player would take a turn picking who they want to be, and then they'd keep it a mystery. Each player would not look, or, you know. Oh my god, how does this work? Oh, my brain is totally fried. I should have written this down somewhere. I believe each player... Okay, I'm just going off rules I'm making up right now, so bear with me. Each player takes a turn picking what they want to be. They can pick anything they want. They can arrange it however they want. Just nobody knows who the murderer is. That's what this is. Totem of Undying, I want to say means you get a second life. Eye of Ender is a seer, which means you can see and not talk. Dragon's Breath, no idea. I think that's a medic. I mean, you can revive somebody. That'd be my guess. White Wool is just you're a bystander. And then a Wooden Sword is the sheriff. So the Wooden Sword, you get one use to try and kill who you think is the murderer. And each person is kind of working both independently and by themselves. And basically what happens is that 5 pieces of redstone in here is you're going to put them in each one of these. And then when the murderer, whoever it is, kills someone, obviously everybody will close their eyes and they'll say, all right, the murderer can now kill someone. They would flip the lever and that person's dead. And then all the other people have different roles. The sheriff can kill somebody. It's a pretty fun game. Obviously, I haven't played it yet, and I barely remembered how to play it. So, yeah, I can't actually speak for sure if it's fun, but it seems pretty fun. I have actually played YHHH Roulette with a few friends, and that ended pretty well. I ended up losing a lot is what I remember from that. And yeah, so you got the card room at the casino, the complicated part of the casino, I guess. You got some nice lights fixtures up there, and yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then this is your slot machines. All right, so in a casino, again, I'm not of age to gamble, so I can't speak from personal experience, but the way it works is that you would usually spin the machine, and if it lines up 3 in a row, you get a lot of money. Obviously, in Minecraft, that would be a lot of redstone to do. So, each one of these slot machines, we have the mechanism, which is themed around redstone, green galore based on emeralds, pink kisses based on amethyst, bubble ubba bubbles based on diamonds, and Raging Inferno based on gold. And essentially, each of these have 9 different items you can get. Redstone is what you want to get. The rest of it's just junk. So, basically, slot machines are you either win or you don't, you know? So if you get a piston or a redstone comparator or dispenser or whatever, you lose. If you get a redstone dust or an emerald or an amethyst shard, that one, whew, oh my god, that one's brutal. I guess that's why I called it Pink Kisses, because of irony. Or a diamond or a piece of gold. You would then trade it over here at the prize section, each of which has a different prize. I will go through those real quick. For a piece of redstone, you would get a nice helmet with a Wayfinder armor trim. For a green thing, you would get a beacon. For Pink Kisses, you would get a netherite chestplate with an amethyst trim. For diamonds, you would get a frog spawn egg. And for the Burning Inferno, you would get a diamond sword with fire aspect too. So, you know, you really just want to go in and spend all your money on the slot machines, right? I'm just saying those are some pretty solid prizes. Obviously, it's not for money because I didn't want to make it real gambling. And then obviously, you know, you're supposed to stand far away and it's supposed to go in here. That didn't really work. These essentially just funnel it back into there. Doesn't really work because if you click this one, for example, I did not win. It just fires out and doesn't actually go into dispenser. So, you know, you just go and put it back in manually. But yeah, should we gamble a little bit? Should we do a little bit of Raging Inferno? So obviously I'd put $1 in and I'd get nothing. I'd put another $1 in. I'd get nothing. Another $1. See, kids, this is why we don't gamble. This is exactly why we don't gamble. This is exactly why this is oh my god. Oh my god. I'm not that unlucky, am I? Jesus. Hello? Oh, I'm broke. All my money's gone. There we go. Okay. I finally won. Obviously, they did get sucked into here, so who am I kidding? It does work, apparently. There goes all of my money. Yeah, so this is the slot machines. You got a nice giant glass wall here. Again, just try to be fancy. And this is the box. So, the box is not a realistic casino thing. The box is the box, right? Basically, at the casino, again, child-friendly, you would drink a lot of soda, and that would make you sugar high, and then that would make you kind of laugh a lot, you know, giggle, not drive cars because you're sugar high. And yeah, so this is kind of just like a fun game to do that, where basically you just get thrown into a box, and because you're on the soda, everything is just completely astray to you, and I am just completely lost right now. And it's basically just a teeny little maze that you have to get through, and eventually, hold on, I'm lost. Give me a second. Oh, ladder! Hey, I found a ladder! So I'm up a floor. Oh, okay, I see. So you gotta find the exit. I guess this is kind of like scary. I didn't think it would be this scary. Alright, give me a second to find my way out of here, because I seem to be stuck on the ladder. Okay, that actually didn't take that long. Okay, that really didn't take that long at all. Literally, as soon as I cut away, I found it. I might actually just not cut at all. Okay, and that was the actual casino part of, well, the casino. Going into here, we now have the very exclusive resort. Each room is, of course, based around a different type of wood. Go figure. Not a lot you can do with it. So you get the cherry room. A lot of these rooms are pretty similar in design, so I'll go through them pretty quickly. You know, TV, bed, different types of flowers, different types of carpet. You know, just slightly changed rooms for the hotel. Each of them actually has a very nice outdoor area. Some of them up floor, some of them down floor. Obviously, that shouldn't have to be mentioned. And, of course, each one also has a bathroom. Yippee! These are what changed from most rooms because different bathrooms take up different spaces. It's a very cramped bathroom, and actually, if you were doing your stuff right here, people on the other side would very much be able to hear you. Again, very unpleasant toilet experience. I seem to enjoy doing those in this world. You had the bamboo room over here, pretty similar in design, just like flipped, I think, and then the bathroom's over here. A much nicer bathroom, actually. You actually get a shower in here, and this is the joke I was talking about earlier. For all of my showers, I like doing them in front of giant windows, because I think it's funny. You know, you're in a casino, you don't get any privacy. No, you are showing your body off to the world, and luckily there's nothing over there yet, but eventually I'll expand over there, and then the joke will either be funnier or creepier, depending on how you look at it. And yeah, pretty standard bathroom stuff, paintings, mirrors with quotation marks, etc. Here is the porch. You can talk to your neighbors if you want, pass them a soda if you really wanted to. And yeah, pretty cool. So, across from this is the pool. That was like the best part of going to the casino when I was little, because obviously, again, I couldn't gamble. There's fish in the pool for some reason. I don't remember putting those guys in there. You get the lifeguard chair, because, you know, safety's important. You got the giant buoy, which is bigger than the lifeguard chair. Hey, that's just building in Minecraft. And then you got the just very nice water features. The pool, obviously you can swim in. You know, you got the wave pattern on the ceiling. You got more glass sculptures. This over here is a little hot tub. So, you know, you press this and it splashes you with potions. And that's supposed to be, oh, it's the hot tub. It's regenerative, all that stuff. Again, no privacy if you live in that house over there, which I realize I have to show you. No privacy at all. And that's kind of funny. Fish tank over here. I remember why the fish are in there. So I was building the fish tank and I had to get out, so I broke it. And all the fish I put in there went right into the pool. That's why there's fish in the pool. Got it. But yeah, here is the fish tank in the corner. You got some fish decorations on the wall. And the cool part about this room is this water fountain right here leads outside of the hotel. So if you go up this, you will see that I'm taken to the water feature that goes along the roof of the hotel. So yeah, pretty cool. One of the nicest things in the world. Like, if this was real, this would be a very nice place to go, because it's a casino and those are usually fancy. It's better than going to like the burger shop or something like that. And then obviously, you know, it's a standard at this point. You got the command block elevators take you up a floor, and this takes you to the last 3 rooms. You got the mangrove room. Again, these rooms are not that different. Here's the porch. You guys get the point. Here's the bathroom. Again, no privacy. It's these rooms are going to be the same. And then, of course, there is the jungle room over here. Just uses jungle doors. You guessed it. All these doors are birch going outside, though, so just they're not all jungle doors, I guess. Again, here's your balcony. Pretty basic. It's not basic. It's just that you've seen it a bunch of times, so it's not that interesting. Again, here's the bathroom, very similar, if not exactly the same to the one downstairs, with an empty item frame. I'll give me the benefit of the doubt and say that was intentional, but I don't think it was. And then you also have this glass window that lets you see into the casino area. You get to see people completely draining their wallets on those machines because, my God, those are scams. I got scammed out of my own machines. I feel offended. Birch room's the last one. This one was a bit of a space crunch because it's above the pool. That's why there's, you know, a floor and why you can see blue bleeding through the carpet. So this is probably the most interesting room. I think it probably would be discounted because it's smaller. But the interesting part about this is, well, first of all, here's your bathroom. Second of all, it has kind of a diverging path here. So you could go outside. Here's your balcony. Again, a bit smaller, probably a discount room. But both this door and this door right here, as you can see, lead to a spare bedroom with water buckets. And what do the water buckets mean? Oh yeah, you know what it means. It means private pool, baby. Private hot tub. Again, no privacy. It's a rule, but yeah. If you're going to get the cheap room, you get a free hot tub, which I guess makes it the expensive room. But yeah, again, just a space filler, but I thought it'd be pretty cool to add. So that is essentially the casino. Here is the casino. You know, got the casino sign. Yeah, this took me a long time to build, so I hope you like it. And then finally, nope, not finally. Let's talk about this little house. Again, space filler. I wanted to make like a tiny house, so you know everything's in one room. Bookshelves, bed, more bookcases. You got music and a furnace, and yeah. And then you exit out here, and whoa, it's back of the house. Crazy, I know, but sometimes you like building smaller stuff. Sometimes you like building bigger stuff. So it's a new update thing because there's cherry blossoms and torch flowers and all that around here. I'm going to show you my progress on the school so far. So yes, I am building school, and essentially you can kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like. I'm going to turn off this rain because it is a little annoying. Essentially, it's going to be just a giant building. There's going to be a second floor up here with like an auditorium and a potions room. And I think there's a sign out here. Yes. Okay, these are what I want to do for the second room. I want there to be fishing on the first floor, an auditorium, dimensions room, which is basically just a classroom that takes you to the nether, and then a redstone room and a potion room. Essentially, this is just a trade school. Like, there is every possible Minecraft skill you can think of. Obviously, some of them aren't real, like the library. Obviously doesn't actually do anything in game. It's just for, you know, being a library. But essentially each classroom is a different Minecraft skill, whether it's hunting, fishing, farming, whatever. And that's what you learn in school in this game, or in this world, I guess. And you got this just giant open entrance hall, because at least all the schools I've been to have just a huge entrance. But obviously you have the nurse's office made out of clay, just beds. You have the principal's office where, you know, you can lead into the hallway, or over here. Ooh, this is cool. Okay, so this is supposed to be like, what is it called? The announcements, the speakers that go through the school that gives you your morning announcements. Obviously, you stand here and you speak into it, and it travels through the school. These are just levers that don't actually do anything. This is awesome. So this right here, if I be quiet, you hear those dingings? I put a note block under each classroom with a note block that makes that exact sound as the bell. So, say I press this, obviously I don't really have a way to do it. While I'm in one of the classrooms, I will hear the bell in the room, and that's supposed to be like the school bell. I'll just show you the redstone real quick, actually. It is nothing too complex. I'll fix this after, don't worry about it. Basically, it's just a trail leading to each room where there's just a note block. I believe they're on blocks of gold. This is nothing related to the school, in case you're wondering. I broke it because it wasn't actually important. And yeah, these just go under every room of the school. And the unfortunate part about this is that I have no way to get back out. Again, unfinished building. I am still working on this. Every time I play in this world, this is what I'm working on. So hopefully by next year, definitely by next year, this building will be done, and you guys will see it in its entirety. But yeah, oh, you have Lost and Found over here, which is just a bunch of chests and barrels and stuff, and then some benches to sit on in case you wanted to. But you'd walk into the hallway, which is obviously not finished, and you see all these different designed buildings. Over here, this is going to be the cafeteria, as well as an outdoor seating area, / the kitchen. I don't know which one. Outdoor eating, yeah. So I usually just mark them with boxes so I know where to build. Obviously, they're not done yet. And then on this side is the library, which is actually completely done. You see you got this nice entrance. You go inside. Again, a very nice view of what your future is going to be in a office building. You got the nice shelves going up all the way to the ceiling, which is books in them. And then here's like the computers. Every library has computers now, so figures is appropriate, as well as an enchantment table because, you know, there's a lot of books in this room, so you probably get some pretty good levels. So, every room I've done so far, I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8 in the back. So I've done 8 rooms so far. It's a different Minecraft skill. I will go over those real quick. These are supposed to be lockers. It's just chests with doors in front of them. On the very end, we have class number 1 is cooking. So you go inside, and you will see that this is where you'd sit down, and the teacher would talk, and then you'd go over here and you'd start cooking meals, you'd wash dishes, blah, blah, blah. And the cool part about this room is, on this side, this is actually who serves lunch. So the cooking class is what makes the food for everybody else to eat. I am realizing now that that would be a lot of people to feed, but you know what? These people are really good. And today's special is the chicken sandwich, apparently. So yeah, you go in here, and then you go into the cafeteria. Again, not actually done yet, and you would eat your chicken sandwich. Over here in room number 2 is marine biology. So, again, some of these rooms are going to be bigger than others. This is supposed to be a chalkboard. Here are the seats you'd sit on, and then some fish. Again, not every room is going to be absolutely crazy. That shouldn't be like that. I'll have to fix that later. Room number 3 is pottery, or just art in general. Whoa, this room's actually pretty cool. It's been a while since I played in this world, so me being amazed by my own building is kind of narcissistic, I guess. But basically, you just have a bunch of like metal work, like you build lanterns and stuff. This is supposed to be a paintbrush, go with it. This is supposed to be a piece of paper you draw on, that's supposed to be paint. Again, there's a lot of, it's supposed to be. You just gotta use your imagination on a lot of this. And then, of course, pots, they're back. You can make those in this room also. And then this is where you'd sit while you're not making stuff. And then that's just a wall of art because I thought it looked cool. Next up is trading. Obviously, villager trading. It's supposed to look like an old school villager house. You go in here, and it's just a villager, each with different things. These show what they trade, so emeralds for paper, emeralds for lanterns are what these guys sell, as you can see. Just kidding, that guy doesn't trade. As you can see right here, just kidding, as you can see right here, yep, you could sell paper for emeralds, and each one of these has a different ability. Basically, there's just something under the floor that changes them to either a librarian, what are you? A cleric, or whatever that guy's supposed to be. So yeah. Trading, you learn how to make good deals, and yeah, trade with villagers. Over here is music, so this takes advantage of note blocks and music discs. So obviously, you know, you put music discs in here, they all sound different. This is every music disc in the game. And then this is the note block system that tells you what note blocks make what sound. So obviously each one makes a different noise. I'll show you real quick. Wool sounds like this. Sandstone is, gold is obviously the same as the bell, and then wood is also different, as you can probably barely hear, but still there. Next up is veterinary, and I actually had 2 new dogs because of this. This is Sesame and Sunny, which are our resident vet dogs. Trust me, they love it. Again, they haven't actually had business, but they love it. And then a parrot, in case you wanted to do veterinary work on those. You have what is supposed to be something. I think a bath. I think that's supposed to be a bath. Beehives, because, you know, bees can be pets too. Don't be mean to bees. And yeah, that's veterinary school. Not anything crazy. Next up, this one doesn't have a sign yet, but this is farming with animals. So animals and planting are different. Again, each basically have an animal: chicken, pig, sheep, and cow. There's also going to be an outdoor section where there's going to be a whole field. Again, keep in mind it's unfinished, so just bear with me on it for now. This is going to be a staircase, so this staircase is going to go up to the second floor. Again, not there yet. This is going to be the greenhouse. So obviously, you know, you got the hose and you got the plants. You just learn how to plant, basically. I'm sure they would have a field trip to the farming thing I showed you earlier. And then these are all the ones I haven't built yet. So there's going to be a lumber class, a livestock class, which I guess I already did, so I might have to change that to something else, a swimming class, a archery class, a combat class with swords. We have a foraging/fish class, a mining class. This was where I initially tested said blocks to see what I wanted to use for the bell. Obviously, you probably recognize it from the music class because I just reused this exact same thing. And yeah, there's going to be like an exit over here. There's going to be a cafeteria. Again, a work in progress, but I think when it is done, it will look absolutely fabulous. And yeah, that was an extremely long video. Obviously, I'm going to edit it down to probably what is around an hour. So, to finish off this just monstrously long video, we're going to get a minecart out. And to finish off this video, we are going to ride the monorail. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for letting me kind of just nerd out about this world. Again, definitely more of a me project. I forgot I have to hold forward. Screw these minecarts, dude. Again, definitely more of a me project, but I am very happy that I can share it with all of you and you guys like it. I'll try and focus on some of the newer buildings while I'm going on the monorail. So yeah, I guess just thank you for letting me do a video like this. I really appreciate it. But on the slowest minecart ride ever, I would like to thank you all very much for watching. Remember to take care of yourselves because mental health is important, and I will see you all in my next video. Peace.